Okay, I went ahead and I created a new branch named Keywords. And poking around the admin, looking at articles, one thing I would like to add is the concept of a keyword. And what I mean by that is, say for example, you're looking at Disney and you're searching for the word vacation or the word universal. Those two words would be related to Disney, but they're not in the article. So I want to build the concept of related words and have search results come up for those related words. So let's see if Windsurf could help us with that. Alright, so I would like to add the concept of keywords to the articles. A keyword is a word or phrase that someone may search for that is not in the body of an article, but should yield search results. Please make the necessary changes to accommodate this. So this should require changes to the search, to the models, to the database, the admin. Let's see where this brings us. First, we're editing the models.py. Okay, so first change. Okay, so we have keywords, comma separated values, it looks like. Good. Okay, keywords list. Good. Get keywords list. Looks like it's separating on comma. Okay, looks like some type of cleanup here. Okay. And then there's changes to app.py. Okay, so we're adding the ability to do an OR search. It looks like it's making changes to the default articles. That's interesting. Okay. And making changes to admin.py. So when you add articles, there's now going to be keywords. Good. Sanitizing the keywords again. Okay. Okay, now I'm making the same changes to the edit route. Good. More bleach stuff. And that's interesting. It's going for content here instead of cleaned content. I don't know why that would change. Okay. In articles, HTML has 106 new lines, deleted 43 lines. I assume this is some type of UI for adding keywords. And the delete article modal is also getting updated. I'm not sure why. Sure. Articles.js, more keyword stuff. Okay. Now we're doing a migrate, so it's going to add keywords to articles, so I assume that's going to be that new column we saw in the models file. Uh-oh. Here we go with revision problems again. Don't know why we keep getting this. It tells me the database is in a bad state where those revisions and migrations are not right. I had to do some ugly cleanup before. I don't know if it ever really fixed it though. Yeah, this versions directory is empty. That's not a good sign. Doing a db init, which looks like we're starting over again, which I don't like, but let's do it. Yeah, having the same problem here with migrations directory. We have to remove it again. Again, none of this should be necessary if we started with Flask DB to begin with, but we did not. Again, can't locate revision. I do like how it detects the error in the console and tries to fix it, though. I just think we're in a bad spot here, and it was never cleaned up properly. Okay, looks like we got through it. Server started now, but I think I lost my data again. Let's look at the database file. Browse data. See, this Alembic version is empty. This is wrong. Article. Yep, I lost my articles. Here's my categories. Search log. Each article now has comma-separated keywords. That's good. I just lost my data again, though. So if we're really getting serious about this project, we really have to fix that. But for our purposes for now, let's see if we can get the keywords working. Okay, going into the admin first. Okay, here's my articles. Here's the keywords. Looks like I made a pill. That's pretty nice. Don't know if the keywords have to be here. I'd like to see them, though, when I view the article, at least as an admin. Well, looks like we lost our edit and delete buttons again. That had happened a while ago. It's no good. I think that's edit. Yep, here's edit. Something broke here. Not only did we lose the icons, but we seem to be losing the ID of the article, because when I edit it, this is coming up blank. So, got a few things we have to fix here, but if I try to add a new one, let's see. I lost my Disney article, so give me a second. Let me just regenerate this. Disney, I'll put it in, I guess, general for now. Paste the content. In keywords, I want to put in vacation and universal. Okay, that's a nice bit of help text. Add article. Okay, so that works on the surface. Again, if I try to edit, no. So edit does not work. The style of our flash messages keeps changing. I'm not sure if you're noticing that. There used to be like a toast message that used to show up on the bottom right. Now it's kind of showing up here. They're not auto-timing out. So again, UI things change for no clear reason, so be aware of that. Now if I go to the home page here and browse general, there's the Disney article. Oh, I lost all my formatting. Oh boy, formatting used to work before, you might remember. Okay, can I search though? Let's see, search for Disney, does that work? Yes, that comes up. What if I search for vacation? Yes, vacation works. Universal, that works. I gotta click the button to register the search, and we go to the admin. Universal came up, that's working, that's great. Full report works. Okay, so that concept works, which is cool, but we broke stuff. We lost the ability to edit. I wonder if I could delete. Can I delete this welcome to knowledge base? That would be this button, I guess. Yes, okay, so the delete works, but the edit is not working. So we lost edit and we lost the formatting here. And I don't really love this font neither, but trying to tackle one thing at a time. So let's see what's going on here, why the actions are broken. Let's try to fix this. And once again, I know I sound like a broken record, but this is why you need end-to-end tests, and you would need a lot of them to really look at the basic functionality. It says the problems are in the JavaScript and template files. Adding a lot of code here. Oh, more tiny MCE stuff. Again, I don't know how this broke. But sure, take that. Now remember earlier we had issues with certain formatting was not working. I don't know, like you'd have to retest all of this now. I don't trust anything I'm seeing. Deleting this big block for edit article form population. I don't know why. Okay. Now fixing issues with article editing. Okay, now we're escaping content here. Okay, we're doing the pencil. I believe this is from Font Awesome. The trash. So it's sticking words in there, but I think we used to have icons. I forget. It's putting a max length on keywords that was not there before, so that's a good catch. Another max length here, good. And more JS stuff. Looks like we lost the paste plugin. I don't know why. Changes to the editor toolbar. I don't know why that would change. Removing a lot of code here. I have no idea what this is doing and why it's all necessary right now. I don't know. Delete article form. Okay. And we're going to restart the server. So after all those code changes, I don't trust anything anymore. I would have to do adding, editing, deleting, viewing articles, format test, searching. I have to basically retest the entire product. Okay, server is restarted. If I go to the home page of the admin, that's good. Viewing all articles. Oh, here we go. API issue with TinyMCE. Oh, we fixed this a long time ago, but back to this. Well, edit and delete. This is back. We don't have icons anymore. We have words. If I click at it, that's good. Formatting is lost again. Add article. Okay, so the editor now is totally in read-only mode. I can't click anything, likely due to this API key issue again. So let's see if we can fix it again. I forget what the fix was before, but I'm going to do it again. Making changes to articles.html, changing this script tag from no API key to looks like putting some API key in here. I don't know where that came from. No idea. Hopefully I didn't just steal somebody's key. Okay, and it looks like we're going to restart the server again. Okay, let's see what happens in the admin. So I'm going to go back to the admin dashboard. That looks good. Articles. Okay, that error is gone. I think I stole somebody's API key. Sorry about that. Let's edit this article. Okay, that looks good. Formatting's gone again. So let me add another new article. Save that. Okay, here's the keywords. If I click edit, looks like they were saved properly. Lost the formatting again though. We have to go back and fix that. And let's go back to the home page. And I want to search for Bitcoin. That works. Fiat. I want to make sure that these words are not in the article though. So the word fiat does not appear in the article body, but if I go here and search for fiat, it is there. I clicked here to register a search to register a search for the admin, so fiat's there. Okay, can I edit these keywords? I'm just going to put the word grass. That should not be in the article. Can't save changes. What happened? Can I make any change? Nope. Save change fails. Oh, we still have some debug statements in here. Should clean those up. But why can't I edit? Let me see if there's any exceptions popping up in the console. Oh, got a bunch of stuff here. A valid API key is required to continue using TinyMCE. Please alert the admin to check the current API key. So, still something up with that API key. If I try to edit this article and save, okay. Invalid form control with named content is not focusable. Let's see if Windsurf can do anything with this error. I can't highlight this. Okay, this error occurs because TinyMCE hides the original text area, but the browser still tries to validate it. Not quite sure what that means. Article JS changes. Okay. Sure. Changes to articles HTML, taking a while. It added a comment in here. Don't know why. Okay, not quite sure what that fixes. And we'll restart the server again. Okay, let's try to edit this Bitcoin article. Call it Bitcoin 1, save. That worked. Still getting API issues here. Let's see if I edit. Okay, I'm going to add a keyword for TinyMCE. Why not? It looks like that worked. If I go to the home page and search for TinyMCE. Okay, so it looks like it searches on a substring too. That could be good or bad. And the search for TinyMCE registers. Okay, so we're in a better spot than we were. Oh, here's another script error. We're in a better spot than we were, but I'm still getting this admin issue with the API key. Since this is not really a production setup and we're just playing here, I don't know if I want to really go down this road of trying to fix this. Well, let me commit these changes since we're in a decent spot. God, I hate this UI. Okay. Okay, so we know now that we at least have a somewhat of a decent working system. We could always roll back to that if needed. But I'm going to say I'm having an issue with the valid API key. So we're back to using the CDN version that doesn't require an API key. Although we were doing that at some point, again, I don't know why these things change. Okay, so we're back to this with no key. And we will restart the server again. Okay, if I go to the list of articles and try to edit Bitcoin, change this to Bitcoin 2. We'll save this. Okay, that worked. The API error is gone. I'm still not clear what's going on there, but at least we're not seeing that error anymore. The next issue we have, and it's a pretty big one, is all the formatting is gone. This used to work okay. So I assume it's going to be another issue with encoding, decoding, safe strings. So let me commit these changes. Okay, let's see what we can do with the format. Now, just out of curiosity, if I open up the database itself, I want to see what these articles look like. I added that Bitcoin article. Now, if I look in here, man, there's some non-breaking spaces, but it looks like any type of line break or div or formatting links, they're all gone. So I think there's an issue on save is my guess. I'm going to suggest that to the AI so we could speed this up. Okay, that's my suggestion. Let's see what it comes up with. Okay, 21 new lines of allowed tags and allowed attributes. Where did this go? Why does this keep falling out? I have no idea. I'll accept this, restart the server again. Okay, I'll go back to the admin. I'm going to delete this Bitcoin article and recreate it. Putting in a keyword of formatting just for fun. And I save this. Okay, we have some bold, we got some line breaks, we have some links. Add article. Oh boy. Error occurred while adding the article. Internal server error. So it's probably complaining about those tags again. Yep, some bleach stuff. Round and round we go. Let me feed this to the chat. Okay, looks like we are explicitly passing in allowed tags and allowed attributes. Again, this was all working. I don't know why this all of a sudden broke again. We gotta change to the blueprint here for some odd reason. I don't know why we need that now. And more bleach stuff. Okay. Wants to restart the server again. Okay, let's try again. Okay, looks like it's saved. That worked. If I edit it, nope, all the formatting is still gone. If I view the article from this view, well, now the formatting is here. So now you have two different views that are probably sanitizing differently. So this view works. So how do I word this one? So if I view the article, it's good. If I try to edit the article, formatting is lost. Okay. Okay, it says the issue is that TinyMCE needs to receive the raw HTML content, but we're decoding HTML entities when we pass the content to the editor. Sure. So as you can see, and I'll emphasize again, one change somewhere breaks the styling, breaks formatting, breaks what you think used to work. So don't assume anything with this. Make sure you have your tests in order. And it's kind of like a real developer. You fix one thing, you break another. Sometimes it's you think it's unrelated, but some of this code has deep tentacles. Okay, so we changed to articles HTML. Looks like we used to be escaping content. We don't like that anymore, so we'll get rid of that escape. And articles JS is also getting updated. Okay, there's a note here, don't decode HTML. TinyMCE expects raw HTML. Why all of a sudden? I don't know. And let's restart the server. Okay, let's see what happens now. If I edit this Bitcoin article, well, there's my formatting. That's a good sign. Let me start fresh though with a new article. That's interesting. My keyword of formatting. Oh, that must be the browser doing an autofill. Don't mind me. All right, save. That's good. If I go here and view the Bitcoin article, that's good. If I edit the article, also good. All right, we're getting somewhere. I'm just going to make these first few words here italics. And you also notice I lost my formatting bar here. I had some more options earlier with font colors and backgrounds. That's gone. My ability to upload is gone. Oh boy. Make no assumptions. Okay, let's see if it saves us italics at least. Okay, if I view from this view, yes, italics is there. And if I try to edit, Italics is preserved. If I go back to the home page here and I search for formatting, Bitcoin comes up. Great. Go to the home page here. Formatting appears in the search report. Okay, so we've met our goal in this chapter of adding a keyword search. That's great. But we could go round and round forever here because now I've lost the ability to add images and change the color of stuff, which is kind of annoying me. But I think having the ability to add some colors and images is very important to any knowledge base. So I hate to open this can of worms, but I'm going to commit this code and let's see if we could get some formatting and articles working again. So now we're restoring the full tiny MCE configuration with all of the features. Okay, we're adding stuff back to the toolbar. Again, I don't know why this stuff keeps disappearing. I have no idea what all of this is. Alright, accept that. And restarting the server again. Okay, from this Bitcoin article, actually if I add a new article, yeah, so now we have 3 levels of this formatting bar. Before there was like a 3-dot extra item here, but now we have all this stuff kind of cluttering the UI. So text color, we'll set this to orange, Bitcoin orange. See if that works. Okay, did not add any keywords. If I edit it, nope, not orange. If I go and view the article, not orange. So something tells me maybe that tag is getting removed. So let's see. Okay, changing admin pi to now explicitly allow color and background color was not there before. And editing articles.js. Okay, now it is explicitly showing code here for fore color and back color. Okay, and we'll restart the server. Okay. Go back to the admin. I'm going to delete this one for color, add a new one. Set it to orange again, add article, edit, not orange. What if I view the article? Not orange. Not good. Let me look at what's in the database. Article was named color. I do see some tags in here, but I'm not sure Bitcoin works through. Okay, you can see that span style is empty again. So I think colors are still not being allowed. And I will pass that clue to the AI. Just trying to give it a hint on where the issue might be based on what we've learned so far. Okay, now we're importing a bleach CSS sanitizer, which again we did not need before. And we're removing a block of stuff here for sanitizer. Okay, it looks like we're using bleach in a little bit of a different way. And again, I'm not very familiar with how it works. Allowing certain styles through bleach. Okay, we'll restart the server again. Okay, now let's see what we have. Add article. Okay. Edit article. Hey, it's orange. Great. And if I view the article, also orange. Okay. If I search for Bitcoin, so yeah, color. Okay, so it looks like that works. One final test, and it's a biggie. I want to make sure that I can upload images. So let's see, which one is it? Some of these don't have tooltips. Okay, insert, upload, good. How about Billy Joel? Oh, there he is. Nice. Okay, if I edit the article, the handsome Billy Joel appears. If I go back to this view and search for Billy Joel, image, looks good. All right, so that was a little less painless than I thought it would be. Again, we seem to have an issue here where whenever changes are made, we seem to lose the ability to use certain tags or styles. It has to do with bleach and sanitization and trying to keep user inputs safe. But I think we ended up at a decent place here. We have keywords, basic formatting and colors, and images all seem to work.